Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monsters of MROR. We are going to highlight the past 2 weeks of competition, including the semifinals and the top 3 freestyles from both shows. That includes Arnhem and Detroit. All the action coming up right here in this highlight video. First race in the semifinals, Tyler May in Crusader and Will Meyer in Scooby-Doo. Both drivers looking for their first racing win. Pretty even so far, but at the end it would go to Will Meyer, who would beat out Tyler May by about a half truck length. Second semifinals race was Devin Doss and El Toro Loco versus Danny Mackey and Maximum Destruction. Danny Mackey had taken the racing win the previous week in Foxborough, looking to make it 2 in a row. And going to the finish line, Danny Mackey would have a chance to do that, as he would take out Devin by about another half a truck length in that race. And then our finals was Will Meyer and Scooby-Doo racing Danny Mackey in Maximum Destruction. Will Meyer looking for his first racing win, and Danny looking for his second in a row. Off the line it would be pretty even, but going into the first turn, Will Meyer would clip the car, get up on 2 wheels, and that would essentially ruin the race for him, as Danny has pulled ahead. And it is going to go to Danny, making it 2 in a row. When it came to freestyle, however, we had a 3-way tie for the win. You're going to see 2 of those runs here because we unfortunately lost the match from Destruction freestyle. But Mason Watts in Monster Rottweiler was one of those people to tie with a 27. With the biggest air of the night. Mason had up to this point not gotten any wins, and a tie does count as a win in Monsters of MROR due to the fact that there isn't a tiebreaker, so he now has 1 freestyle win under his belt after this event, and you're seeing why right here. As you see in the top left corner, we do have a clock this week, and the drivers had 2 minutes. So be looking for that. I added that in so that you can see just how far they're making it in, maybe if they didn't fill the clock. Mason actually does not fill the clock, but he does get pretty close. See his final 30 seconds. And this is what is going to send him over, leaving about 6 seconds on the clock. But another person that tied was Zach Nicholas and Robo Machine. Air from Zach, topping Mason's air and with a huge save. Zach Nicholas also winless up to this point at Monsters of MROR, and this would be his first freestyle win, just like Mason. So this was definitely a night for people to get some wins. Zach now going into his final 30 seconds. Bumps the wall. Officials are just going to let him. No, they're going to stop him. Now the clock that I have did not stop, but the official's clock did stop, as he is going to fill the clock. And this will be his last move according to the official's clock. And it was a big move, comboing it into a big dirt hill, and that's going to finish off his run right there, and that is a reason why he tied for the 27. But again, we do not have the Max D freestyle, as he was one of the drivers to tie with the 27. But as we head to Detroit, we see Tyler May and Crusader racing once again Will Meyer and Scooby-Doo, except for this time Tyler May was your fastest qualifier and was on a roll all night in racing. It would be the opposite of Arnhem, as Tyler May would pull ahead and take the win by about a tire. Seth Holloway surprisingly making it into the semifinals, and then Brandon Garcia also surprisingly making it into the semifinals, both racing each other. Brandon just being the slightest bit faster than Seth Holloway as we head to the final turn, and it is going to be Brandon Garcia going into the finals against your #1 qualifier, Tyler May in Crusader. Off the line, you're pretty even, but throughout the race, Tyler May would just completely speed ahead as he's already got the lead first time by, and to the final turn, Tyler May would get his first racing win of the season. When it came to freestyle, we had 2 ties for second with 25s and 2 ties for first with 26s. You're going to see all 4 of those runs. First up, it is Tom Papazio in Bob and Tom with a 25. Seconds into the run, and he had great momentum. But this move right here would be one of the reasons why he ties for second with a 25. Flips it over and then continues into sidewalls and saves it. Again, in Detroit, however, it was only 90-second run, so that's a minute 30, unlike the 2 minutes we saw in Arnhem. So he has about 15 seconds left in his run. And this right here will roll him over, and he will flip it over right at time. About 2 seconds left on the clock, but as the truck settles down, those 2 seconds are filled. And his teammate coming out next, Joshua Mixon, High Roller. huge sky wheelie, as these ramps were made for sky wheelies. Almost every driver landing hard on the rear end at some point in their run. "30 seconds in, and he gets a huge sky wheelie again, almost rolling end over end. Joshua Mix not having the greatest luck this season, very rarely filling the clock, as he only filled the clock in Arnhem, unfortunately not making it to the top 2. But here he does fill the clock, and he ties for second, as you see with these combo of moves with the sky wheelies and the saves and the wheelies. A hard landing on the rear, and he brings it back down. This event was lucky for him, unfortunately it wouldn't be lucky right here, as he would have a crazy move almost saving it. Filling the clock, however, and now we see Mr. Technical, Chadwick Deerfoot in equalizer. Chadwick had taken 1 or 2 freestyle wins this season, and he would add another one here tonight, as he would tie with Alex Lindgren and Wrecking Crew, as you will see after this run. But some huge air proves just why he tied for first place with the 26. As you see, he's not really taking the floor and sky wheelie approach, but he is hitting the ramps in a way that he thinks will be more technical. Instead of just going all out, he wants the truck to stay under control and still look like he's giving some big moves, which he is. He's hitting things from every angle, getting wheelies across obstacles, even crossing the car pad over there in the corner. Only 10 seconds left, and this is a good run. You see, he's going to fill the clock, and this is going to be his last move right here. So he's going to park it right in the middle of the double. And now we're going to see the truck that he tied with Alex Lindgren in Wrecking Crew, tying with equalizer for a 26 for the freestyle one here in Detroit, and you're about to see why. Seconds into the run, and he is taking the opposite approach to Shadow. He's flooring it at everything, but in some ways, technicality and craziness both equal each other out. They both have their pros and cons, and both drivers are taking different approaches, and they're both going to get the same result in the end. A minute into his run, got a few seconds left with a huge move right there, comboing into the bus stack, swinging the truck around before the wall, and this is going to be his final hit right here with huge air. slamming it into the double and rolling it over in the middle of the double. And there were your highlights from the past 2 weeks in Monsters of ROR. We've got 2 more events left in the regular season before we head to Vegas. We will have highlight videos for both of those weeks, and then we will have one giant video showing all of the action from the World Finals. Stay tuned for that as we wrap up the season here on the Monsters of ROR World Tour.